Hi guys, I'm very excited to share with you this idea from the book I'm reading called The Slight Edge. And the idea is this. In the book, the author talks about that we constantly oscillate between, going up and going down in life, going up and going down. So we experience the period when things are going well, and then we do something to sabotage and we go down, and then we hit the rock bottom and we quickly start taking action and to bring ourselves back, so we go up, and then this cycle repeats again and again. So there are the idea that I want to share, that what the author is arguing is that all we need to do, and this is the basic premise of the book, and I think it's very profound and very simple. All we need to do is just to keep doing the things that are working. So the things that bring us from rock bottom, from the place where we are struggling, it can be financially or it can be physically, emotionally. So the things that we do that bring us from there, from this bottom up, are the things that can take us up to the next level and higher and higher and higher if we just keep doing that. But for some reason we stop. And I think the reason is, one reason is, I talked in a previous video about the upper limit, is that we do not allow ourselves to experience too good of feeling good, too good of feeling that things are going too well in our life. So we do something to self-sabotage because we are not accustomed to feeling so good, to feeling too good. It can be materially, it can be physically, it can be emotionally, when things are our life is working. So we do something to self-sabotage. Or another idea, I think, is why we stop doing what's working. If we just kept doing it, we'll get higher and higher and higher, but we stop. And I think the reason is that it stops being exciting. So when we start, let's take an exercise regimen, let's take a workout regimen. We go to the gym and we start a program. And for the first few weeks, it's exciting, and we're excited to do it, and we do it and we get results. And after that, it just stops being exciting. So we start looking for a new program. And the cycle, even though the one that they've been doing before is working. So because it's not exciting anymore, because it's not new, and our brains, they crave novelty. That's why we scroll social media, that's why we read books, and I think that's why many people, myself included, do not finish books. Is because you start reading a book and it's exciting and you like it, and then after some time it's a good book, you still like reading it, but it stops being exciting, so you get a new one and the cycle repeats again and again. So the solution is twofold: to bring ourselves from the bottom to here's things are bad, here things are good. To bring ourselves, to break this limit of things being just good and into higher levels of prosperity and success, all we need to do is first do it in small increments. Why is that important? Because when we go in quantum leaps, when we take big radical innovation, when we take big radical actions, we immediately activate the region in the brain called amygdala. And the amygdala is the region that's responsible for the feeling of fight or flight, and for the feeling of fear, for the fight and flight reaction and feeling of fear. And it causes fear anytime we try to make a big change in our life. So whenever things start, we start progressing higher and higher in big steps, we cause this fear inside. Even though it's a good change, it's still a change, and our brain this region is trying to prevent us from change, because evolutionary, for hundreds of thousands of years, change was dangerous. So it was always safer to stay as you are, because you could go into the jungle, there's some interesting roaring of a tiger, you'll get killed. So the amygdala tried to prevent us from changing. So now what we can do to overcome this tendency, to overcome this mechanism, is to go in small increments and small steps. And when we expand in small steps, we first override this fear, and then we allow ourselves to experience higher and higher levels of success, of abundance, of appreciation, of joy in life, without causing this self-sabotage that happens when we hit our upper limit, which I talked about in the previous video. So the idea I want to leave you with is that whenever area you want to make progress in life, just notice, look back and notice what things are working for you, what things have been working, that if you kept doing them would be bringing you higher and higher levels of success. And then just keep doing those things without shifting into new exciting things, without being distracted by novelty. Just keep doing those things in small increments, and small is important. Yeah, in small steps. It could be a couple of minutes. It could be, if it's exercise, a couple of push-ups. If it's running, like a couple of minutes running, just increasing by a couple of minutes every day to override this fear we have in our amygdala, and to keep ourselves growing, but not in huge leaps, which will cause self-sabotage and fear eventually, but in small increments that will allow us to expand steadily, but constantly higher and higher and higher. I hope this has been useful. I want to leave you with this idea, and see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.